Welcome back to my channel at dito ngayon tatalakayin ko ang solving quadratic equations by factoring. Ang diskusyon po ay simple, detalyado at madaling intindihin. Diretso na kagad tayo sa lesson. And what is factoring? Factoring is the opposite of multiplication. In factoring, it is important for us to know the zero product property. It states that if A and B are real numbers, then AB equals 0 if and only if A equals 0 or B equals 0 or both. Let us also familiarize the steps in solving quadratic equations by factoring. Step 1. Transform the equation into standard form if necessary, or in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Step 2. Factor the quadratic equation. Step 3. Apply the zero product property by equating the factors to 0. Step 4. Solve the resulting linear equation. Step 5. Check the values by substituting to the original equation. And Step 6. State the final answer. For this time, we will solve some quadratic equations by factoring. Number 1. X squared plus 6x equals negative 8. First to do is to transform the equation into its standard form by transposing negative 8 from right to positive 8 to the left. Since the quadratic equation is already on its standard form, factor the equation by trial and error or the so-called TAE method. The factor of x squared equals x times x. And to determine the operations of the factors, please be reminded of this 3 columns table. In the first column, we have sign of the last term. In the second column, signs of the middle term. And for the third column, operations of the factors. Since the last term is positive and the middle term is positive, the operations of the factors are both positive. Since the last term is positive and the sign of the middle term is negative, the operation of the factors are both negative. And if the sign of the last term or third term is negative, no need to consider the sign of the middle term. The signs or the operations of the two factors, one plus and the other is minus. In our problem, we are on the first case where the sign of the last term and the middle term are both positive. Therefore, the operations of the factors are both plus or addition. Then, match the factors of the first term by the possible factors of 8, which are 2 times 4 and 1 times 8. Let's try first the factors 2 and 4. To check if the factor combinations are correct, let us add the product of the inner terms, which is 2 times x is 2x, and the product of the outer terms, which are x times 4 equals 4x. Let us now add 2x plus 4x equals 6x and match it to the middle term of the quadratic equations. Since they are both 6x, the expressions quantity x plus 2 and quantity x plus 4 are the factors of the quadratic equation x squared plus 6x equals negative 8. Next is apply the zero product property by equating x plus 2 equals 0 and x plus 4 equals 0. Solve the linear equations separately. X equals negative 2 and x equals negative 4. Substitute the values to the original equation to check which of negative 2 and negative 4 or both of them are the solution. Substituting negative 2 to the original equation, we have negative 2 squared equals positive 4. 6 times negative 2 equals negative 12. 4 minus 12 equals negative 8. Since they are equal, negative 2 is a solution. Doing the same to negative 4, and since they are also equal, negative 4 is also a solution. This part of checking is optional, particular if you are confident with the solutions above. In this problem, the value of x equals negative 2 and negative 4. Problem number 2, solve by factoring x squared minus 7x minus 30 equals 0. The factors of the first term x squared are x and x. And since the third term is negative, no need to consider the sign of the middle term. The sign of the factors are plus and minus. The factors of 30 that can be used for the trial and error method are 5 times 6, 3 times 10, 2 times 15, and 1 times 30. First to use factors of 30 are 5 and 6. Negative 5 times x equals negative 5x. X times 6 equals positive 6x. Adding them, negative 5x plus 6x equals positive x. Since positive x did not match to the middle term which is negative 7x, the factors x minus 5 and x plus 6 are not correct. Next, let us try 3 and 10. Negative 3 times x is negative 3x. X times 10 is positive 10x. Negative 3x plus 10x equals 7x. In this case, 7x also is the middle term but opposite in sign. Therefore, what shall we do is we will reverse the sign. Minus will become plus and plus will become minus, so that the factor combinations will become correct. Applying the zero product property, we have x plus 3 equals 0 and x minus 10 equals 0. Solving them separately, positive 3 transposed to the right will become negative 3, and negative 10 transposed to the right will become positive 10. Again, checking the values to the original equation is optional, particular if you are confident with your above steps. Therefore, the solutions for the quadratic equations are x equals negative 3 and positive 10. Number 3 problem, solve 2x squared plus 13x equals 15. Once again, change the quadratic equation into its standard form by transposing positive 15 from right to negative 15 to the left. The factors of the first term 2x squared are 2x times x, and since the last term is negative, the operations of the factors are plus and minus. To check if the factors are correct, 3 times x equals 3x, 2x times negative 5 is negative 10x, 3x minus 10x is negative 7x. Since negative 7x did not match to the middle term which is positive 13x, the factor combinations are not yet correct. Since the factors of the first term are not equal, unlike the other past two examples, we can interchange the factors of the third term. 3 will become 5 and 5 will become 3. 5 times x is 5x, 2x times negative 3 is negative 6x, 5x minus 6x is negative x. Again, negative x did not match to 13x, therefore the factor combinations are still not correct. Let us try also the other factors of 15, which are 15 times 1. 15 times x equals 15x, 2x times negative 1 is negative 2x, 15x minus 2x equals 13x. Since 13x match the middle term, therefore the factor combinations quantity 2x plus 15 and quantity x minus 1 are now correct. Applying zero product property, we have 2x plus 15 equals 0 and x minus 1 equals 0. Transpose positive 15 from left to negative 15 to the right. Divide both sides by 2, x equals negative 15 over 2. Transpose negative 1 to positive 1 to the right. So x equals 1. Therefore, the roots of the quadratic equation are x equals negative 15 over 2 and 1. Fourth and last problem for this video, solved by factoring 2 quantity 3x squared minus 1 equals 11x. To change to its standard form, first remove the parentheses by distributive property. 2 times 3x squared equals 6x squared. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. Then, transpose positive 11x to negative 11x to the left. Factors of the first term 6x squared equals 2x times 3x. The factors of the third term 2 is 2 times 1. Since the third term is negative, the operations are plus and minus. 2 times 3x equals 6x. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2x. 6x minus 2x equals 4x. 4x did not match to negative 11x of the middle term. Therefore, the factors 2x plus 2 quantity 3x minus 1 are not yet correct. Next is to interchange the factors of the third term. 2 will become 1 and 1 will become 2. 1 times 3x is 3x. 2x times negative 2 is negative 4x. 3x minus 4x equals negative x. Again, negative x did not match to negative 11x. Therefore, the factors combination are still not correct. This time, we will try the other factors of 6x squared, which are x times 6x. Using the same factors of 2, which are 2 times 1. 2 times 6x is 12x. X times negative 1 is negative x. 12x minus x is 11x. Since 11x is the opposite of the middle term negative 11x, what we will do to the operations will be reversed. Plus will become minus and minus will become plus. For this time, the factor combinations x quantity x minus 2 and quantity 6x plus 1 are now the correct factors of the quadratic equation. Applying zero product property, x minus 2 equals 0, 6x plus 1 equals 0. Solving them separately, transpose negative 2 will become positive 2. Transpose positive 1 will become negative 1. Divide both sides by 6. X equals negative 1/6. Once again, checking the values to the original equation is optional. Therefore, the roots of the quadratic equation using factoring are x equals 2 and negative 1/6. Kung nakatulong po at nagustuhan ninyo ang video, please like. At pakishare na rin po para tuloy-tuloy ang pagtulong natin sa iba.